because he patrol like so our high school 1,500 kids. Yeah, everybody gets assigned to a certain building, and he is assigned to my building. So it's literally every single morning he's popping in. You ever met him?
Yeah, I ran into a few times. I ran into Bottle Shop 48 and Goldwater.
Great guy.
Yeah,
He's got the amount of energy he has. I want to bottle that shit.
You know, that's exactly what I was going to say next, and you beat me to it. I was going to say, this dude is super fucking energetic.
Unreal. There'd be Monday mornings. I'm walking in. It's been a football Sunday. Maybe my Chiefs just lost, and I'm walking in, and just kind of, regular Monday morning stuff. And he is just like bursting into the dude's locker room, office, and just like, go. What is up? Morning, coach. How's it going? Did you hear about beer school? Like, hey, let's reel it in, bud.
First of all, we're at school.
Yeah. But the thing is, he would pick me up on plenty of days where, because he's got energy to spare.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, he's not at the school anymore, but.
No, he's an awesome guy.
Good guy. And
I've run into him a few times.
His videos that he does, super unique. He's got a great imagination.
Yes.
He does good stuff.
Definitely has a good imagination.
Very creative, a lot of energy.
There you go, perfect. So you want to put it on top of the pizza box something? Like, it's up to you. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So just so it's more level to your mouth. Because
there we go.
I'm working on picking up some better mics so we don't have to actually be so close.
We still run into each other quite a bit, though. Goldwater did their release not too long ago. And I see him there, and then he brings up the point where I was going to ask you. So, when you get into the social media thing, nobody realizes what it's going to do. And then you show up to a craft beer release or whatever, You're like, you recognize everybody there. And sometimes you're like, dude, I just wanted to grab my beer and go.
They recognize me before I recognize them. And that's the crazy part. Like, yes. I add, everybody follows me here. I follow them back. And, I spend some time on social media, but I don't really look at people's, I don't know, their faces or what. And it's like, they'll recognize, they go, hey, it's you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, how's it going, man? Like,
Oh, and maybe you not like me. Like, I switch between introvert and extrovert. Like, a lot of people think, oh, you have a social media following, whatever, you're an extrovert. And if I approach you, boom, you're going to want to talk to me. And, most of the time, not the case.
I just want to hang out.
Let me grab my 4-pack or whatever I'm doing, and I'm out of here.
No, you don't want to always get into a conversation, get sucked into a long conversation. Like, just because you're, hey, listen, you're a little bromance thing. I don't know what's going. You said GoDaddy, and he just got.
He was full man.
He's like, yo, you're what you doing tonight?
He's like, this guy's gonna give me a job.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you guys want to split
dude,
an Uber
in the
on the way home?
In the first 2 minutes, he gave you his name, his job, his phone number. What's that? Not phone number. His age.
Yeah.
Like, this guy broke. That's age twice. I don't know. He broke it all fucking down though. Like, he gave you his resume.
Because I want to give you all of my data now.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I want you to be able to find me afterwards. Is what I'm really telling you.
I don't have social media, but I have this. Remember this.
I was waiting for one of his boys to kind of pull him out and be like, "Hey, bro, they're trying to do something." But
what
it
boys?
It turns out he's not here with anybody.
It turns out he's talked to you longer than he's talked to any female in the past 5 years.
Hey, well, good for him, man.
Hashtag spank bang.
I'm all out for I'm all about supporting people. Through.
Hey, you do you, but once you start impeding in my business, then I gotta stop.
Oh no! I wanted him gone like after the first minute and a half.
All right, so here we are in the Max Allotment Podcast, and Wandering Tortoise, sitting here with Steve, aka Wizard of Za, and Joe, the other Joe. Of course, I am the other Joe. What is your Instagram? Do you have an Instagram?
My Instagram is swagceratops. I don't ever really post though. I'm pretty much
Swagceratops? Is that what the fuck you just said?
Swagceratops.
He's low key,
and you wonder why this guy was hitting on you?
Yeah. He's also known as.
Sorry, I have no filter, so this is the whole night.
We make a lot of pizzas. He's the doughboy. He's Dojo.
Yeah, we messed around with our own pizzas for a little while, and I have a lot of pizza experience in different companies and whatnot. So I tried making our own dough for a little bit, but
nice.
So sometimes they'll refer to me as Doughboy.
Okay.
Doughboy, Dojo.
So let's start off with the basics. Happy New Year.
Happy
Let's get the pleasantries out of the way early and everything. It's fun times. Looking forward to 2020. A lot has changed in the Arizona Phoenix scene as far as beer and pizza, and we're going to talk about that. So what are you looking forward to as far as pizza or anything for that matter in Phoenix in 2020?
2020. So the big one that we just missed out on was New Year's Eve day. 12 West Mesa just opened up, which is huge. We're done. You know, us being Mesa boys, we grew up being Chandler kids, but now we're out in Mesa, and downtown Mesa's opening up the brand new 12 West. Just opened New Year's Eve day, and then they're also opening up Goldwater Longbow.
Yes. Where's that at exactly?
That's going to be, what is it, Higley?
I think it's Rucker and the North 202. Which that's super close to me. I'm out on like Ellsworth and the 202, so like I'm gonna be able to just ride up there, and it's gonna be super sweet. They're right next to what is it, Mod Pizza, so I mean that's gonna be pretty sweet to be able to just grab like Mod Pizza and just sit there and have a couple crafts.
They're supposed to be sharing a patio. It's gonna be, I think, Goldwater Brewing is one of my favorite ones. The one in Scottsdale, just the versatility that they bring with you know, with Teddy's downstairs and the patio upstairs, and how they convert into a patio bar during spring training, but what they're going to bring to Mesa and just the proximity with their innovative beer releases is, we're stoked for it to be 15 minutes from our doorstep.
I would say I think they're the most. I mean, I had this conversation. I planned for this conversation later, but now that we're talking about it, I think that Goldwater is probably one of the most diverse of all the breweries here in Arizona.
Absolutely. First time I visited them, that was the thing that I'd posted about it. I was just incredibly shocked by, you can go into their basement, which was an old gun range, and you can drink barrel-aged stouts.
Yep.
They did an innovative Go-Go Sour Rangers line.
Yep.
Where perfect for the summertime, go up on the patio, drink when it's 100 degrees outside, or you can hang out.
You got a favorite?
Hang out inside. I think, okay.
You want to bring shit up. Now we're going to talk about it, man.
No gay shame, but I mean, like the pink one was obviously, I think, the best for.
Bro, who doesn't love the pink one? Come on.
The pink one knocked it out of the park. My wife was a huge Power Rangers fan. It became a local errand for her and I, where she'd say, hey, who's going to go pick up this one? Turns out I picked up all 6 of them. I made that errand. I said, hey, don't worry about it. I'll make the run.
Fine, I'll go. God.
I'll go. Traffic was wicked bad.
But now it'll be even easier, the fact that we're going to have one over by us. I mean, it's we had talked about it a number of times where it's an untapped market over in the East Mesa side of things, where it's like there's no real craft brewery place over there aside from Pour.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing over there. We constantly talked about like how cool would it be if we or someone else opened something else over here, and now finally we get the news that Goldwater is going to be opening something up over on Record in the 202 right down the street from us.
And shout out to Goldwater 2019. It won my Hazy of the Year award.
Which one was that?
For their hop chowder.
You know, hop chowder has been my favorite for about a year and change now, about almost
Absolutely.
2 years.
It's just it's crushable.
It's solid. I mean, all right, let's not get into that because you're gonna get me into a whole other conversation. 4 hours later, we're like, what the fuck? Oh, pizza. Let's get back to pizza.
We're here to talk about a little bit of pizza.
So you brought some My Slice of Pie.
I brought My Slice of the Pie, and they're located on 36th Street and Indian School, right down the street from Wandering Tortoise. Tortoise doesn't have a kitchen. They've often got a food truck to let you bring pizza in. They're also completely right next door to Winding Pig or Arcadia.
Yeah, I found that out by accident when I went there.
Yeah, great pizza. If you ever get a chance to go in there, talk to Randy, the owner. He's a phenomenal guy. He's a super nice guy, very accommodating. Take a little extra time because he's going to want to talk to you a little bit. But
no wonder you guys are used to it.
Yeah.
By the way, just to give some backstory.
Right
go for it.
Yeah,
backstory. There was a guy at the bar who just could not stop talking to the other Joe. A little bit of bromance going on. I mean, you might have broken his heart, but
he started talking to JoJo. He was trying to pull numbers, split an Uber with him, take him back home.
Never give up, man. You know, everybody fails.
He's like, I'm not on social media, nothing. You can't find me, bro. Whatever happens, happens.
How many times you fail, it's about how many times you get back on the horse, right?
Shoot your shot.
So I was at My Slice of Pie. Is it My Slice of Pie? Is that what it's called? My Slice of Pie. About 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, and I went with my boss. And I went there on your recommendation, obviously, and I was like, hey, let's go check it out. He's like, I'm down for pizza. He's down for pizza. He's always looking for new places to eat. And, I ate there, and I was impressed. It's good pizza. It's really good pizza.
The dude is absolutely filled with passion. And what's interesting is, we just across the New Year's. Are you a big New Year's resolution guy? Do you make one? Do you normally make one?
Be more of an asshole.
Yeah, be more of an asshole. Well, you got your work cut out for you.
We're just looking for new ways to piss people off.
This whole thing started in 2018 for a New Year's resolution. It was something that hit me December of that 2017 year, where we had family in town was asking about where we should eat pizza or what was going on, what were the good spots in town, and I had no idea. I didn't really know how to answer that question. And I've lived here for 25 plus years, so I made a New Year's resolution. I said, I'm done eating shit big media pizza.
Yep.
It's time to get out and start exploring Arizona's pizza scene. At that time, I'd never eaten at Pizzeria Bianco. I'd never been to Fire and Brimstone. Never tried Mike's Pizza. Never tried My Slice of the Pie, Sacred Pie. Some of the real big, the Parlor, some of the big spots in town. So I took it upon myself as a pizza enthusiast to go do it.
That's a small market.
Yeah, you got to see, and then you got to set yourself up for success. Is what I've learned being a coach too. Is don't set resolutions about losing weight or doing anything. Set things up that you can easily accomplish
And enjoy.
Yeah, and tackle.
So, if it sounds like I'm chewing, because I am, the pizza was great.
Yeah.
So
that's top. That was
Randy,
top,
Ryan,
top,
Randy.
Top, it was top 5 2018. I think it just fell out of 2019's top 5. It's right around 6 or 7. But My Slice of the Pie is a solid 7.6 in my book. And if you want a gauge of how we do it, 5, don't even bother tasting. High 6s are like average. Like, if you're in the area, go ahead and eat it. 7 scores in the 7s. Go out of your way, travel a little bit to go get it. 8s, you need to go hunt that shit down, go eat it. There hasn't been a 9 yet, but if
is
there's
there a Pizza Untapped?
A pizza
or Yelp?
Untapped?
Or Yelp is the closest thing.
Say that again?
Is there a Pizza Untapped?
Oh no, Dave Portnoy of Barstool does the.
Yep.
He's got a One Bite app. I pulled it up. It's not as progressive as Untapped, but
okay,
it's out there. It's obviously more East Coast. You'll catch some stuff here and there, but you want to find out where to eat good pizza. Go ahead, follow me at Wizard of Za on Instagram. I'm the Arizona Pizza Explorer. That's what I set out to do, and in the last 2 years, I've dominated over 100 Arizona pizza spots, and I'll tell you what I think about them. DM me
There's a place. Not to cut you off. There's a place in Tucson. When I went to Tucson, it's Brooklyn Pizza, some shit or other. Actually, it was pretty good.
Yeah?
I was pretty impressed.
That's high praise from a New York guy,
Don't
too.
ask me where it was located. I couldn't tell you if I guessed it.
Late night pizza?
No. It was just like, GPS, nearest pizza. Boop,
Okay.
There we go. So turn left, turn right.
Brooklyn
I'm
Pie?
there. Brooklyn something or other.
Tucson. We don't get down to Tucson very often. Speaking of down south Arizona, I'm not a big fan of down south Arizona, but
way to kill my audience.
Shout
bro.
out, yeah. Well, shout out.
Way to fuck up my audience.
Pueblo Vita and
there was only
Pueblo
one
Vita,
person
Tucson
said that.
and Tombstone beer in Tombstone. Pizza wise though, we went down for Wyatt Earp Days because they release a Little Baby Wyatt Session IPA. That's also the name of my little boy. Is Wyatt. He just turned 2, so we go down there to hunt that beer down. But we had to stay the night in Bisbee. We eat at Screaming Banshee, and it's just absolutely terrible pizza. And it was one of the highest rated on Yelps. And we go down there and just.
See, now you're gonna force me to look it up.
I'm just saying, it was terrible shit pizza. And we talk about
terrible shit pizza. What else can you say about it? Was it drain
about,
pour pizza? Is that what it is? You wouldn't feed it to the pigeons?
Brutal. It's like what it was, Eloy. There was Godfather's Pizza that was terrible. But you wonder about Instagram followers and people.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn Pizza Company.
That's what it is in Tucson.
At 4.3. Brooklyn Pizza Company, 4.3.
About 1,200 reviews.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed at how good it was. So I was like, okay, let's check it out. Like listen, as a New Yorker from the Bronx, I'm never a fan of the whole Brooklyn this and Brooklyn that. But we were there, we were hungry. Let's try it out. It was pretty impressive.
It hit?
Oh yeah. So I'm a sucker for foldable pizza. So that's a New York. Honestly,
it's a New York.
That's a whole New York thing. Like I have to fold my pizza. I have to hold it. And when you give me those giant slices, then you're talking to me. Now you're you're speaking my language.
So you hit up some of the classics. Like there's a pizza show on HGTV. The Frank Piniello. He's from from New York, and they talking about folding the pizza all the time, and they going Lombardi's. You've been to Lombardi's in New York?
So in New York, I have not actually been to a lot of the high places in New York.
The
So
high-end ones.
a lot of my experience is places in the Bronx, and it's just, hey, it's 2 a.m. We're drunk. Let's just grab a slice because they have the windows right there, so you can actually just ask for them. They'll come out, give
throw
it to
it
you
on a paper plate.
Yep, and there you go.
Fold it up.
So that's pretty much what it is. But my favorite, and it's because it's right in my home area, is Emilio's Pizza in Throgs Neck in the Bronx. And so I go there every time I go home, and I always grab a pie. That's the first thing I do is get a pie. And it's right off the highway too when I come off the airport. So I go right there, get a pie, go straight to my, where I'm going to, Connecticut, wherever it is. But that's the first stop I always make. I love going there, man.
Nice.
It's like it's got a place in my heart, and I'll explain why a little later.
You bring pizza home on the airplane?
I have not done that.
Boss.
It doesn't really make it that far.
It's true. It's a boss.
I guess I can say I'll try.
It's a boss move. We pulled it off a couple years ago. We were in the Twin Cities, and we go to our favorite family spot, Casetta's in downtown St. Paul. And the idea came was get a couple large Ziploc bags, fill it up, bring it back, buy an extra pizza, and that's what we did.
Just throw it in the
And
mail.
then my wife.
Flat box trays.
So
Flat
the
boxes?
arrangement we have is fall break. I get a dude's trip.
Okay.
We went and did our own shit, played golf, just regular guy stuff. She goes to New York City.
Nice. Is that where you're from?
Unprovoked. She brings home 3 large bags of New York sliced pizza.
Nice.
And I just she took a red eye home, gets home at 2 a.m. I wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning with the boy, look in the fridge to get him his milk. Fat bag of New York style pizza. Just,
And here you are, like, what do I do?
Yeah, it's like,
the boy needs to eat. I want the pizza.
How do I top this? I should go back to Shanko and, bump up a ring or something. I don't know.
So, school pizza.
Oh, yeah. Did you see
What
that?
the fuck makes that
Did
so
you see
good?
that?
What makes it so? It's so basic.
Maybe Dojo wants to chime in.
What makes it so good?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think it's more of like a nostalgic factor. But I mean, me and Wizard Zaw here, we actually messed around with our own like school style pizza, and it was actually pretty good. But I mean, like, obviously, comparably to other styles of pizzas that are out here and stuff like that, it didn't really compare. But at the same time, I think it's more of the nostalgic factor.
Bro,
that's
it's
just
free.
like. It's like
free,
this kind
good
of almost
pizza.
like cheap style pizza, but it's still got a decent flavor, and I think it's probably the sauce.
And it's free.
Yeah, and of course, it's free.
Like, I don't know what else we could top with that. It's
The best
free.
pizza is free pizza. No matter what it is, the best pizza is free pizza.
I don't know about that. Arguably, right there. So he just told me he would just not. He would throw some shit out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's him, not me. I'll eat any pizza. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. But the school pizza, I mean, time and place, that it'll slap. I mean, I've worked in an elementary school for 5 years, my first 5 years of teaching, and now I'm in a high school, and I'd rather not be seen in the cafeteria. I've been getting bullied for the last 5 years I've been there, so it's
Bullied by your students? Oh, man.
But no, yeah, we went. We found an old school cafeteria pizza recipe, and we paired it with Four Sons peanut butter and jelly sour. It just absolutely amazing. But we peanut butter and jelly sour with a school pizza recipe was. I mean, it's an absolute perfect pairing. We went overboard with the ingredients. I mean, it wasn't like it was sitting in a car all day or made on Friday and served on Monday, or like the public schools out here. But
Yeah, we tried to go a little premium with the toppings. I think that the most school thing about it was really just the dough. We did try to do a little bit better with the sauce and the pepperoni and the sausage and things like that. But the essence of the cafeteria style pizza or the school style pizza was the dough, and we nailed it, I think.
yeah, absolutely.
So, I love to eat pizza. Who the fuck doesn't? Right? Actually, there's people out there that don't. Let me take that back. Because
Wow.
I've
I
had
don't
that,
wanna meet
unfortunately, I've had that conversation. But I love to eat pizza. You guys are obviously passionate about the pizza. So I get a lot of bullshit on Instagram from people, from breweries, when I say, hey, your beer's shit. Your beer's garbage. What are you going to tell you? What you put out was garbage. Do you get the same thing on your side? Do you get the same bullshit, the backlash, the nonsense,
Not really, because the thing is, I try to censor myself a little bit too. I try to post nothing but some of the good stuff, but I want some of the followers to see some of the just absolute worst pizza that's out there, or know where to steer away from. And I'm not surprised that I don't get backlash from Godfathers or
Sabero hasn't hit you up with any fucking.
Sabero hadn't hit me back.
He may have gotten some hate letters from Little Caesars.
Yeah,
you
because
motherfuckers.
Because the thing is, like these people who run these terrible businesses and make terrible pizza aren't engaged on social media, and it's not really a surprise. And I'm kind of blown away by some of the businesses that ignore the profitability or the exposure that Instagram or Facebook or any of these places can offer. It's beyond me that they don't.
Out of sight, out of mind, man.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's a lot of boomer shit too. It's like just guys who don't get it.
You know what's funny about that is that all the pizzerias back in the Bronx, back in New York in general, not just Bronx. I don't know if you've ever been to anyone in New York, but they always have the actors' pictures with the autographs and all that shit.
Absolutely.
And it's like exactly, and you know that's like you gotta step back in time. No matter what era you're in, you walk into that place, you're definitely taking a 10-year, 20-year step back.
Yeah.
And so that's when you said that. Now with the whole, they don't pay attention to social media. They don't give a fuck about social media.
Yeah, because they used to hang their pictures on the wall. It's kind of like our favorite spot back in St. Paul is it's a huge neighborhood spot. My mom used to go smuggle loaves of bread out of there, with her 14 siblings. And now you go in there and there's pictures of my grandfather from, 1943 standing out in front of his garage with a wrench, and it's the whole neighborhood's got a black and white photo on the wall because that's where they would go to see their Facebook or what was everybody up to. It's like, oh, there's Matt Garofalo from down the street, and oh, look, he's on Cassetta's wall. He made it,
He's somebody now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the basics, right? So you make your own pizza, Joe.
Yep.
What are some of the, and you can go into very fine detail, but let's keep it high level. What are some of the qualities that make a good pizza?
I think probably one of the most important things of what make a great pizza is probably the dough. We have messed around with a lot of different dough recipes, and it's really hard trying to nail it down. But dough is definitely the most important piece in my mind for a good pizza, followed closely behind by the sauce. Like the sauce is kind of almost what makes a pizza, whether it's sweet or it's got a little tang or whatever it is. Those are definitely the most important things. And then of course you gotta have good toppings. You can't shortcut anything when it comes to pizza and expect to have a good overall experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I'm all for quality, beer and pizza. When I pay for quality in pizza, I expect it to be good pizza. When I buy Little Caesars, I know what the fuck I'm getting.
No shop.
And I'm like, hey, listen, you know what? I just want bread with sauce. I don't give a shit what it is. But when I go somewhere, and I see this guy who's hustling in the back, making this dough and all this shit, I'm expecting to see something good, and you can tell, sauce was made or was it pulled out of a can? Was the cheese done properly or was, again, pulled out of the bag? So when pizzerias half-ass it, like you said, you can tell it immediately. But when you pay that price or whatever it is, like I said, Little Caesars, I'm paying $5 for a pie.
Yeah.
I know what the fuck I'm getting.
So,
but if I'm paying $12, $13, $15 for a pie and it tastes like shit, I'm gonna say something about it.
Absolutely.
You being from New York, I can expect for you to back me up on this. But when we were talking about best ingredient or what makes a good pie a pie, is the top 5 I have for this year in Arizona. It all comes down to passion, is what it comes down to. I could talk. Doing this for 2 years now, going around talking to owners and eating their pizza, or talking to pizziolos and eating their pizza, is I could tell you in the first 3-4 minutes of meeting the guy if he's going to make a good pie or not, because it comes down to passion and what they believe in. You go into a pizzeria and the guy shows up 10 minutes late to sweep his front step, and he's not alert, and he's just doing whatever, throwing in last night's leftovers to serve you a slice at lunch. It's not going to work out. That's why a little sneak peek for this year, 2019. The number 1 was Mike, and if you meet Mike and Mike's Pizza from Mesa, amazing guy. As soon as I showed up, this is before he was brick and mortar inside of Cider Corp's, but he's cooking off little conventional ovens, and I pop in to talk to him. He says, "Hey, yeah, step back here. Let me tell you a little bit about what I do. You take all the pictures you want. Ask me questions. Here's my phone number. And then I told you about Randy at My Slice, and then
Randy
Jeff
was awesome.
at Il Bosco in Scottsdale. Like all of these guys just love what they do.
Yeah.
And you pop into some of these places, they don't have a social media awareness. They don't care about the community, or they don't have. It's easy to identify for me now.
Yeah.
Of who makes good pizza and who
that
doesn't.
that tells you right there too. When someone has that kind of passion, they're not going to cut corners. They're not going to cut corners. They're not going to buy sauce out of the can. They're not going to cut corners on the cheese or the pepperoni or whatever it may be. They're going to put the time that it takes to find the right dough, to find the right sauce, to do it all by hand.
Oh yeah, and
because they give a shit.
And they're going to local farmers to support community to get ingredients, or they're waking up at 6 a.m. to make their own sauce daily, or they're proofing their dough.
Wait. You're saying Little Caesars doesn't do any of this shit?
No, they don't.
Oh, come on, man. What, I've been lied to the whole time.
Yeah, Little Caesars, Howie's, Domino's, they can all just shit on each other.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Don't eat those words.
No.
So we're going to bring that up in a minute. So style-wise, what's your favorite style?
Style for me is it can go either way. I always look at the style of pizza. It's kind of like women, right? Like we can
hold on.
Style of pizza, right? Hear me out.
Wait.
Hear me out. Okay, so like you look at a style of pizza. Like some people like a thin pizza. Some people like thin pizza with a fat crust. Some people like a little bit of spice on it. Some want some pineapple on there. Some people maybe
Pineapple
want
on pizza is not bad.
like Tiger Woods gutter pizza. But we can all agree that they're all beautiful and they're all important in their own way.
Pizza's great.
It's a good point.
Pizza's great, whether it's wood fired or it's conventional oven, whether you make a shitty cafeteria style in your own backyard.
Brick oven pizza for me, I'll eat it, but if it's the last thing I have to eat. That cracker crust.
You're down to it, the Midwestern
It's
brick
not even
fire.
Midwest, so let's talk about, like, it's part of Midwest. But
Midwest is big on the cracker crust.
But in Connecticut, I lived about 8 years in Connecticut.
The New Haven?
Frank Pepe's Pizza, and they're also in Fairfield, Connecticut as well. So I took my kids there one time. Oh, man, was the pizza good? Yes. Was it what I wanted? No. If that makes any sense. And, I just never got around to enjoying the brick oven pizza. And
I mean,
I don't know if it's the brick oven as a style or what, but I need this.
Well, this
is what I need. I'm gonna eat the crust in a minute, by the way. I'm trying to talk.
That's part of it too. Is people know what they like, and they know, like I said, much like women. You know what you like, and maybe
every cars comparison instead of women. Like, can we do that?
Maybe
some
every
people
once
like a
in a while.
hatchback. Some people like a station wagon. Some people like a Corvette.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
some people like Ford. Some people like Dodge. Some people like Chevy. Like, each their own, right?
But it's like I just like to try to appreciate every different style for what it is, and just like with craft beer is find something that you like to drink, or go ahead and explore and try something new. And Joe knows my Uncle Pete. We call him Uncle Bing Bing. Back home,
that's another story.
He knows what. That's a whole nother story.
It's a whole nother story. He knows what he likes, but when he comes out here, he's like, "Take me to one of your favorite spots." And I'm like, "Hey, this is one of the best pizza places in all of Arizona." And he's just like, "Oh, this is shit. This is blah." It's like, dude, you're from the Midwest. You're Joe Pesci. You look like Joe Pesci now, who ate Joe Pesci from 1990. And yes, you want pizza that's just covered in cheese and a full Midwest blanket, and then he just gets heated and he gets all fired. You think you know more about pizza than I do? No, Uncle Bing.
Can we agree that Chicago style is pretty much lasagna? Can we just say that?
I mean, you're not wrong, but
hey, listen. Anybody who eats pizza with a fork and knife, I don't trust. Immediately. That's like a no-no for me. I don't care who we are to relate. My mother used to do that, and she's born and raised in the Bronx also. Well, Puerto Rico's not the Bronx. But she would eat pizza with a fork and knife, and I would just always look at her like, "Ma, what are you doing?"
Are you sure you're my mom?
Yeah, right? Hey, I would question that, because
it's not a birthday cake, Mom.
Yeah, right? Like, come on. It's like, no, this is how I want to eat it. So, all right, But
Chicago Thin's a little, not necessarily a sleeper. They've been around a long time, but Nello's in Mesa makes a great Chicago Thin, and even their Chicago Deep isn't.
I feel like I know that place.
I guess what you're thinking, it's not like Lou Malnati's where it's like built like a birthday cake.
Yeah.
But the thing about them is they will do full strips of bacon on their pizza. Check out the gram. Look at it, full fucking strips.
It's not bacon bits. It's
you
not
can't ever
like layered.
It's a legit strip.
We're gonna charge you $2 per topping, but we're gonna put half a pound of bacon strips on top of your pizza. It's like I'm just gonna order it anyways and save the strips for breakfast. Whatever. 2 for 1.
It's definitely so. My favorite style is always New York, foldable, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, my
Foldable with the lean. You get the lean over the table.
yeah. But so there's a place in the Bronx, right? And I keep bringing up the Bronx. It's my home. But there's a place in the Bronx called Cross Bronx Pizza. Literally, the box you have right now will hold about 2 slices only. The slices are huge. And let me just pull it up. I think I sent it to you one time before. But it's ridiculous. And that's one of my favorites besides Emilio's, which was I mentioned in Throg's Neck. But, you know, you get this for $3 a slice, and it's fucking amazing. Once I show you, you'll see what I mean. It sounds a bit exaggerating, but come on. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi here or what, but this service sucks. But anyway, I'll let it load. So the second type that I love is a Sicilian slice.
Yeah, Sicilian corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sicilian
That's
corner all
exactly
day.
it.
Sicilian
You gotta
corner.
have the corner slice. Like no. Give me the corner. Give me the corner.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my second favorite. So check those out, and you can see the box, and you
That's
see
what,
that.
okay, so hold on, there it is. So like I was saying, pizza like women. Joe just handed me his phone and I've got nothing but slices of pizza on it. And like he's showing me his, his favorite porn site here. Just flipping through. There's pizza in a box.
That
hey,
wasn't,
there's
that
pizza
wasn't-
cut into slices. Oh, look at that one's next to a Coca-Cola.
Dude.
Oh, look, there's 2 pieces and
You know
they're
what?
inverted. The crust is by the
next
tip of the
time-
other one.
The next time that I go back home, I'm bringing you a slice.
Do it.
It might not taste as good, obviously, but I'm going to bring you a slice. I'm going to do it.
No,
Now that we
so-
talked about it, now that we discussed it.
I don't give a shit. I'll eat pizza. I fell in love with pizza because my grandfather, like I told you, had 15 kids. He was an Italian immigrant and used to keep pizza in his tow truck, and we would eat it at the end of the day when he would come home because he would barter with people. He'd work on their cars, and they'd give him pizza. And
Yeah, so look at that. That's
saying.
again, that's the box.
I mean, that's classic New York style pizza.
No. Well, this is ridiculous. So New York style pizza is very similar to what we just had. The traditional. This is ridiculous, out of this world. Like nobody should be making slices this big. But they do it.
what do you think it is? You think it's New York water? Everybody, Dojo over here, the dough expert, would tell you what water means to dough. That's
So
why,
I'll
like,
tell you.
Lou's down here tries to, like, replicate the water recipe from Chicago.
So the fluoride in the water in New York gives it all the flavor.
Yeah.
So I've had every New York style pizza place outside of New York, and there's 2 things that it's missing. One is the flavor, and 2, the oil.
Right. It's not like that it's pure water, though. It's just like that it's, like, a certain amount of, like...
It's that certain type of water. It's,
Yeah.
it's like the purest water. It's more
No,
just
it's not.
like it's just that water.
I can tell you right now, it's not pure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just something about it that
But-
kind of helps it out. Unfiltered Ninja Turtle piss or something.
But if you've seen something like that. If you've seen what the hell is it called? The Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston movie. Fuck is that called? Something. No, that's not Mary. Along Came Polly. Along Came Polly.
Yeah.
So you see Along Came Polly, right? So there's a scene where Ben Stiller and the guy who died.
Yeah,
what's his name?
they're playing basketball and they're all sweaty.
Yes. So
Yeah.
but the scene there, not that scene. The scene where they're in the pizzeria, where he's literally dripping out the sauce.
Yeah.
He's patting the sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, the oil.
With the napkin?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's a classic. That's a January move.
That's I want this pizza, but you know what? I'm not gonna take it all in.
Yeah, I said I was going to lose weight this year.
But that is what it is for New York style pizza, in my opinion. That oil, that grease, that extra drippy craziness.
Yeah, that's what you live for.
Oh my, and that's what I look for too. When I eat pizza, if it's not dripping out the front and the back,
Yeah.
chances are it's not going to be that good.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, that comes from the cheese. I don't know what it is, but that grease is coming from the cheese.
And that's fine.
Possibly pepperoni if you got that on there today. Adds a good amount of grease to it,
But I'm telling you, if it drips from both sides.
Yeah.
So the classic style is you have a napkin in the back, you have your hand in the front, and you eat.
Yeah.
What
And
you
you've
say
got
is you like a really wet pie, is what you like.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if we're talking about women again.
Yeah, I was going to say back
I
to
don't
the
know what
women.
you're talking about. It's like
Back to the women. Yes, and if we're talking about women and pizza again, I might have
Do I want
married.
pretzels or wet pie? You know what I mean? I don't know. I want the wet pie.
I might have married one that was ice cold and covered in essential oils. I don't know.
Oh, I hope she's not planning to listen to this.
She'll never listen. She wouldn't get in this deep into it. She'll listen to a couple minutes and say I did good, but
So, what is your favorite non-traditional style pizza? Bagel pizza, pizza rolls, all that crazy shit. What gets what?
that's a
excites
good
you?
question. But it's one of my intimate dark secrets is I'm a glutton for punishment. I like gas station pizza. It's wild, but like QT,
Is that what you meant? Because I wasn't going there.
QT. Like I said, like pizza's like women, and this is like the Tiger Woods when he was messing around at Waffle House. Is that sometimes in the morning, if I'm stopping by for coffee, I might snag a piece of their reheated pizza.
You don't know what a 10 is unless you had a 2, right?
Where has this conversation?
Preach. But you know that from being my brother and hanging out for so long.
I agree with you too. Like every now and then, I like to stop into a gas station and look at a pizza, like a slice of pizza. I'm like, that looks like shit, but I've got to have it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've got to try.
It's been there for what, 2 weeks? Yeah, let me get that.
Yeah,
I'll
so-
try it.
most of the time I eat it over a trash can. And it's like 2 bites and just ditch it, and just like you would at any Motel 6 or
I'm a fan of the bagels, the English muffins,
bagel bites. Yeah, I was gonna
bites
say
are really
bagel
good.
bites. The wife keeps those on tap
the
in the
pizza
freezer.
rolls. The kids love that. Pizza rolls are like immediate go-to.
Pizza
But
rolls, Totino's.
Once you pop one, you just got to keep eating them.
Actually, you know what I like more than anything as far as unconventional pizza?
Yeah.
Is what me and Steve will call frat breads.
Wait, what?
We'll get like a case, like a tortilla,
Mm-hmm.
or we'll get some sort of like cheap flatbread, and we'll just make like almost like a college-style pizza just out of whatever the fuck we can find.
Yeah.
And it's just, we call it's a flatbread, but it's more like a frat bread.
Goes back to his days when I was in college and he was 9 years old, and coming over with his 2-liter of Diet Code Red Mountain Dew,
And he's sitting there with got a 12-pack or whatever the fuck he's drinking.
Moosehead most likely.
So, have you both ever worked in a pizzeria or pizza?
My first job was Godfather's Pizza, and I spent a little time in Papa John's.
Okay.
But other than that, no, I worked in bars and bartended my way through college. Dojo spent quite a bit of time.
Yeah, so I mean, I've worked at Hungry Howie's, I've worked at Papa John's, Domino's. I want to say there's probably something else in there, but I mean, I spent a good amount of time after high school working in pizza places for probably about 4 or 5 years. So I'm
Okay.
pretty familiar with how at least commercial pizza is done and how they like to do things and things like that.
So my first pizza job. So, one, I wasn't getting paid. My first pizza job was at the place I told you about, Emilio's in the Bronx, and I would meet my mother there after work, and we were broke.
Yeah.
Be straightforward. And so, I wanted to eat. So I went to the owner and I said, "Hey, hold on, maybe it's your phone the whole time, dude. Maybe your phone's been the one killing us as far as feedback." I mean, what the fuck is this? Emilio's, I would go to him and I say, "Hey, listen, at like 7, 8 years old, I'll sweep and I just want a slice of pizza." He's like, "You sweep and clean the glass. I'll give you a slice of pizza and a Coke." I said, "Fuck, all right."
Sounds like a hell of a
Yeah, I just sweep. All I do is sweep the. There's a rubber mat, and you sweep that up, clean the glass where the pizza is. Literally 20 minutes of work, maybe max. And I got a slice of pizza and a Coke.
That's it.
And I loved it, and that was my thing. That was my thing for about a year and change.
That's what I tell all the high school kids I work with is I'm like, get into food because you're going to do your parents 2 big favors. A, you're going to start making money. B, you can start eating your own food from where you work, or you can start bringing them food home. And when mom and dad say, hey, bring us home a large pepperoni tonight, and it's on the house when you bring it home, you probably earned a little bit of street cred with mom and dad. You might get the keys to the car for an extra night or something.
So you're setting this up now.
I'm just teaching the youth.
The
I'm
nearest
letting them know.
PTA meeting is going to come back to you now. So you're the asshole that just putting ideas in my kid's head.
You did this to my son.
So we talked about it earlier. You mentioned you worked at about 90% of them. So what's your favorite pizza chain? Not fast food, but pizza chain. What is it? You got to pick one. To eat for the rest of your life.
So like I said, it's been a New Year's resolution for me. It's been, it was short of 2 years ago. Just last weekend, I ate some Papa John's. We kind of regretted it immediately. My older brother kind of tricked me into it. But we used to, before I made the resolution, we were eating a lot of Papa John's thin, a little pepperoni jalapeno.
Yeah, that Papa John's thin's pretty good. I think it, personally anyways, it's kind of time and occasion. I like Papa John's, but I also, I like Domino's every once in a while. My girlfriend likes Pizza Hut a lot.
Well, Domino's has changed recently, didn't they? Didn't they actually reinvent themselves or some shit?
Yeah, so since they did that re-change, I don't know what the hell they did, but it tastes better than it did. And so I think it's kind of like time and occasion. And there are some bigger chains out here in Arizona that I like to kind of go into as well, like Barro's or Venezia's, things like that, where I really like, but I like to change it up.
Grimaldi's his chain, right? Maybe. Cole Oven. They're everywhere.
I don't know. I don't know of any other location they have outside of here, but I don't know much about them.
No, Grimaldi started in New York, right? Fuck.
I never heard of Grimaldi's until I came out here. I was like, oh, okay.
I heard it's pretty good. I personally have not had it.
I had Grimaldi's. It's pretty good.
I've got to have it. I've been hearing a lot about it, and it's somewhat close to me, but I haven't had it yet.
So it's not something you're gonna miss, right? Like it's not. I personally there's certain things that you have to have. Like, hey, listen, I went to Grimaldi's last year, and it's fucking amazing. No, that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker for Domino's. Domino's is up the street from my house, and they do the special like $5.99, $6.99, two-topping pizza, whatever it is, and I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I want to feed myself and the kids. You know what? There you go. Papa John's was my number one, though. Papa John's is,
You know where they get you is with those tiny sauce cups.
Dude, the garlic?
the tiny sauce cups, like marinara or garlic.
The garlic Parmesan sticks. They'll give you like one or two of those fucking pizza sauce cups,
yeah,
and they'll get you like one breadstick in, and you're like, I've got to order 5 more of these at like 75 cents a piece in order to get myself through this entire order of Parmesan sticks. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Do you see the shit with Papa John? The 40 pizzas in 30 days?
No.
I've eaten 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
We need to tip you off. Yeah, he's
pies?
He's heated.
Yeah, he had an interview. I don't know who it was with, but he had an interview, and he was like, I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days. And it's just like, you try to do that math in your head. You're like, what is going on? Like, what 40 pizzas in the last 30 days?
You need to check it out.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It got started
because
the interview was about him. He got pushed out of Papa John's because he said something racist.
Oh, yeah.
Or something, and they
I heard about that.
They pushed him out, and he was trying to say he kind of got backdoored on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he was talking. He was all sweaty in this interview and talked about a day of reckoning.
Super greasy, dude. Like, he just looked like sweaty and greasy, like he had actually had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
Like, that's what he was coming out of spores?
Just swollen and dehydrated.
Like, just wait, the day of reckoning is coming.
Yeah, and then what the
fuck are you talking about?
Domino's guy died, and then something else just happened too.
Weird shit going on. Like, is this guy like masterminding like the conquering of the pizza industry?
He's some criminal underlord trying to take over pizza. So here it goes. One has to go forever. Pizza or beer?
Beer can go.
What?
Yeah, beer can go. You can't. Come on. I use, alcohols are, I think, all of our biggest coping, not all of us, but if you're listening and it's your coping mechanism. But
as I'm drinking the rest of a little bit of my backwash in my beer cup.
But yeah, we can find other ways, but you can't find anything else to get you going like pizza,
That's a good point. Like me personally, like it's kind of a struggle. It's like, pizza's amazing, and like there's a million different types of pizza. Like if pizza's not just like having chicken and rice, it's like you can have pizza.
Whoa, there's nothing wrong with chicken and rice.
No, it's not. But
let's make that clear.
But there's not a lot of different ways you can do chicken and rice. Sure, there's a couple different ones, but pizza.
there's almost 100 different ways you can do pizza.
This is total white guy culture. You can't do chicken. You can only do chicken a couple ways.
Listen, Italians are not white.
No.
They're our Mediterranean cousins. That's how that works.
I feel like there's more ways to do pizza than there are chicken. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I'm getting at is
man, you about to piss off another half of my fucking.
I was gonna say, here we go.
Jeez, you got the ladies over here. You got the chicken guys over there.
If I had to choose, it would also probably be beer because beer is amazing, but there are other types of alcohol. Like it's not like I can only have pizza and never get drunk again or never catch a buzz.
You just get a White Claw, right? Call it a day.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get a White Claw on my pizza. I'm gonna call it a day.
But yeah, I mean, I could have a nice whiskey or whatever, but pizza, I don't know if I could cut that out. I mean, that's like 90% of my diet right now. Like, I think I'd probably die.
Says the guy who's like 110 pounds wet. That's my diet, pizza. And you want to question the Papa John's guy? And pizza's 90% of your diet? Like, come on.
No, I mean, you talk about over 40 pizzas in 30 days. That's almost, I mean, that's obviously more than a single pizza per day. It's
Challenge
like
accepted.
You're putting in overtime there at that point. You're like
He's waking up in the middle of the night. It's like pizza.
Yes, you're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner as pizza, and then in the middle of the night, you're like, midnight snack, let me grab 2 slices real quick. Like, I don't know how you do that.
Well, Steve almost did that when he almost forgot to feed his kid.
Yeah.
Because his wife brought the
that's
pizza
all my
over.
kid eats is pizza. If you follow,
No, he's like, oh, I got to feed the baby. There's the milk. Oh, fuck, there's pizza.
Yeah, no, if you follow the gram, that's all my boy is slamming down. But, we're happy to announce his stats are, right where they should be for a 2-year-old. We haven't.
His kid is not malnutrition. His kid is perfectly healthy.
This kid's okay. CPS, if you're listening, he's okay.
He's actually doing really good.
But the 40 pizzas in 30 days, I just want to give it a little shout out to a guy on Instagram, the pizza athlete. He wrote a book, and it's on.
Pizza athlete?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh, dude.
It's on the New York Times bestseller list, but he's wrote a book about basically trying to outwork your diet, and I feel like that should be an inspiration to us all.
No,
I mean, like
that's
your
why
booze.
I work out.
You're an earn your booze guy.
That's why I work out, because I want to drink and eat pizza. But
I'm very much an earn your booze guy.
Yeah, I can't sit there and just throw back.
I think it's the only reason this guy the only reason this guy works out is because he wants to be able to drink a lot and eat a lot of fucking pizza
and not feel like a piece of shit.
If he ate healthy, he would probably never work out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a delicate.
No, because it's annoying.
Yeah, it's like
it's annoying.
Why would I do this?
You would be pissed at everybody.
I'm doing this because I want to eat a shit ton of pizza and get fucked up.
There's no.
That's exactly why I wake up at 4 a.m. every day.
Just to get on that grind.
Yeah, I'm like, just think about it later, bro. We're just gonna get drunk and fucking eat what we want. So to wrap this up, we talked about beer a little bit, but let's go into the. I think we talked about it off camera, but let's get it on, or not on camera, but whatever. Top 3 Arizona breweries.
Top 3 Arizona breweries. It would have to be. I would go Tombstone.
Yep.
Wren House, Goldwater. I love to drink at Goldwater. The versatility is insane. Like we kind of talked about, some of their Sour Ranger series, they didn't really hit the mark.
Yep.
But a lot of the other shit that they do is very good. The hop chowder is amazing. Their barrel aged stuff. When they have a nice lineup down in the gold mine, it's great to drink. Wren House is one of my favorite places to go, just low key. I like to go there early Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
Early Saturday or something. And you'll see Preston running around. If you've ever had a chance to meet Preston, the head brewer,
I know Drew.
Preston Theone.
Preston's the one with the beard and glasses?
Yeah, tall guy. He's tall, pretty big guy. Pretty big guy.
No, I've seen him. I don't know. I never met him.
Super laid back. I mean, the whole vibe there is just laid back. They're great people. And then, Tombstone. I mean, they make a beer named Little Baby Wyatt, and I got a session IPA, and I got a little boy named Wyatt. We went down there for White Earp Days, but Tombstone hits the mark on everything.
Dude,
everything.
Weedy's killing it.
Everything.
Weedy's killing it. I don't know what the fuck he's got some magic book somewhere that he's pulling these recipes from.
And have you been down to the brewery?
No, I do want to go down there one day, and he owes me an interview.
It is tiny. It's on the back of a road called Tough Nut.
Spelled exactly how it sounds?
It's Tough Nut on a little dirt road. Tombstone, they don't have a gas station in town, the city. It's just all like souvenir shops and old Western shops, but it's a dope spot to go.
Yeah.
And when you go back there, you could be sitting at the table drinking a beer, and right to your left, you can see the canning line. You can touch the canning line, if you had a 10-foot arm.
Yeah.
But it's right there, and they haven't missed the mark on. I haven't had one of their beers where I just was like, what the fuck, dude? That's a bad batch. Or
Yeah.
anything like that.
So I will say Tombstone is one of them. In my last time I recorded, I said Goldwater, Wren House, the Shop Beer Company.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I left out Tombstone, but Tombstone's definitely one of them.
Absolutely.
Tombstone's actually right up there with probably Goldwater-ish.
Yeah.
I think those two are like it. Yeah, it just they're so diverse.
Yes.
They'll hit you with a IPA. They'll hit you with a stout. They'll hit you with a fucking mega stout.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll hit you with some. You know, they tried the sours once, and it was kind of.
Are you talking about Tombstone?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Snosberry.
So I like that one. I wasn't
I would
crazy
say the
about the
Snosberry
raspberry one.
sli-
The
is-
Snosberry tastes like Snosberry.
Don't give
The
me
raspberry
don't get
one
me
I wasn't
started.
crazy about. I'll be honest with you. The
Yeah.
raspberry one tastes like perfume. But you know, other than that, I love the place. I mean, and you know, I know you're a big fan of Desert Eagle, and we're gonna, in fact, that you ignored that. That's fine. You know, we're gonna keep moving past that.
I don't, where did I say I was a big fan of Desert Eagle? I
just
think we
teased.
might. Okay, I was like, I think we might have missed
I'm
the mark
teasing.
there.
Nobody likes Desert Eagle. I'm gonna get so much hate from those guys. I was busting their balls in the last fucking podcast, and now I'm doing it
No,
again.
and they've got this little tap room.
Yeah.
Right down the street from me on Power, right by the Falcon on the Falcon Field runway.
Okay.
And I've been in there before, and it's it's just like a ghost town. You walk in, you're like, where's the bartender? Like,
So, do you
somebody's
guys
supposed.
serve beer?
Are they just drinking? Are they just serving the helicopter pilots or what? Like, you're not sure what's going
How
on.
else do you fly?
Like, oh, you the one drinking all the Buzz Bomb cherry IPA? Like,
That just sounds horrible.
yeah, like can something, do something different. It's
No, don't can it. Just leave it there. Leave it there. Don't put
all
it.
right. Sorry, I own one of your growlers, and I have since '08.
Put stickers over it.
Yeah, it's got the porcelain top. I appreciate you guys.
So it's been fun. Definitely great. Joe, Steve, Wizard of Za, Swaganophilus. What'd you go?
Swag Ceratops with two
Swag-
G's and a Z.
I'll get that and put that in the description. But that just, I
No,
don't know.
I don't have
Swag.
much-
First of all,
I don't post anything.
you have to make a pizza, a pie, called Swag Ceratops, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I
Or
probably
just go
I don't know
swag,
what the hell I'm
swag
gonna
with
do.
each one. So the name has swag has
Yeah.
in each name of your pies.
Yeah.
So whatever pies you make, you have to put swag in it now.
Okay.
To make it personal.
Yeah, swaggeroni.
There you go.
Swaggeroni.
Yeah. Maybe something with some alligator on there too.
Oh, man.
Grilled alligator, I think would
I'm
be
out
a
of the
catfish
brainstorming
nuggets.
session after this, and I won't figure it out. I'm
Go.
going to release at least 5.
Dinosaur bone marrow.
Okay. So, speaking of which, have you guys ever heard of the people who don't eat their crust and that's their pizza bones, or is that just like a New York
Oh
thing?
no, that's some. No, don't
Okay.
ever let me come across something like that.
It's twice.
I'm glad you're having a hard time with the mic at the end of this recording.
So, like in my press, the box is really going through it.
But it's been fun. It's been great. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having
thanks
us
for
on.
pizza. Been awesome. My slice of pie in Phoenix. Where was it again?
Yeah, 36th Street and Indian School.
Yes. Awesome place to get
Next
pizza.
to Whining Pig Arcadia.
So if
Stop
you-
in, see Randy, see Rachel, the bartender.
If you're looking for good pizza and you're from out of state, this is where it is. I hope to see more because we're getting a lot of transplants. I'm hoping to see a lot more good pizza come about.
Absolutely.
So I mean, hey, pizza's great. I love pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? Well, there's people that love pizza, but anyway, fuck them.
I don't trust anybody who doesn't like pizza.
Listen, I don't
Honestly,
trust you
I
if you
don't.
eat pizza with a fork and knife. I trust you even less if you don't like pizza. Like, who the fuck doesn't like pizza? It's like saying I don't like bread and butter. Like, come on.
For sure.
You don't like bread and butter? You like bread and butter?
I do like
Okay,
bread
there you
and
go.
butter.
See, it works
Yeah.
together.
I was worried about him.
I was concerned he was going to say
Yeah,
no.
you go to Outback, Pumpernickel. You want that
Oh,
Pumpernickel?
dude,
Nice.
yes.
Fuck yeah.
Hell
see?
yes. I forgot about that. All right, guys. Thank you for joining in. Take care.
Thanks, Joe.
Oh.